Hi everyone, it's Andrew here. I hope you've had an okay week. It's been a few weeks since I've done a weekly update. It's just been so crazy, honestly. I'm sure you can understand it. No matter where you're living, life is crazy right now, and I've just found it really hard to get the time to put together one of these videos to give everyone an update. This week, a few really good things to talk about, so I can't wait to share with you. Although I'm going to start with something that's actually a real concern and actually a bit of bad news. One of our members, one of our fantastic champions in Sacramento, Kim, I found out this week is in hospital with COVID-19. I also know we've had a few other members in the community who've either got COVID at the moment or had it and are still suffering through the after effects. Turns out it lingers for a lot of people. So Kim in particular has been really instrumental in building our community and growing her own little community in Sacramento and Northern California. And I know a lot of people are thinking about Kim right now. And so if you're there's not much you can do. She's in hospital and we really wish her well. But I do suggest that if any of you are out there and you find yourself stuck or you're in hospital because of COVID or anything like that, please reach out to people in the community to let them know if they can help in any way, particularly if they live nearby. So thoughts with Kim, and hopefully we'll all get through it together. All right, on that note, we're going to move into something a little bit more positive, although it is a little bit tinged with sadness as well. But one thing that I found really inspiring over the last couple of weeks and wanted to share with you is what's been happening in our widows and widowers group on Stitch. So this is a great little story about inspiring stuff from the community. A few weeks ago, I held a couple of events for our widows and widowers group on Stitch, just as a way to get people together and start talking about some of the things they're struggling with, either because they've lost someone recently, or it might have been a long time in the past, but they still, from time to time, are hit by the grief or by the sense of loss and so on, and allowing our members to help each other kind of navigate their way through that process. What I asked for at that event, we had a get together and people, it was like one of our quick stitch events, but with more of a focus on loss. And I asked after that if anyone would be willing to help coordinate the group, because obviously there's only a limit to so much that I can do. But if our members step up and help coordinate things, then we can have a much, much bigger impact. So we had about 6 or 7 fantastic Stitch members put their hands up to say, look, I'm not really sure what to do. I haven't been a member of Stitch for very long, and I don't even really know how to use the live video and stuff like that, but I would really like to do something and like to get involved. So I just wanted to share with you a little bit about that. So let's just take a look at the group first. If you're not familiar with groups, you find them on the Groups tab on Stitch. And for me, the Widows and Widowers group has been pretty active recently, so it's at the top of the page. But if you're not really sure how to find a group, just go to the search bar, type it in, and you'll find it. So the Widows and Widowers group now has, in addition to me as the organiser, 7 other organisers. And if you go to the members page, you can see who they are. We've got Kathy from California, Jasmine from Singapore, Davina from Victoria in Australia, Marie from Hobart in Tasmania in Australia, Michelle from Brisbane, and Kim from Los Angeles, and Denise from Pennsylvania. What a group, huh? And our volunteers have, since we started the process, been organising events and activities for other members of the group. And they've been really quite varied. You can see a bunch from Davina and Kim and Michelle coming up. And prior to that, there've been a bunch of events around things like dealing with families and friends or losing someone during COVID. A bunch of our members have lost someone during COVID, which is really, really tough. Anyway, Marie and Davina and Kim and all of the others have been just absolutely phenomenal. And the sort of events they've been posting are really, really varied. They've small groups, small get-togethers that are really making an impact on other people's lives. And what's been really inspiring there, Marie, for example, was very cautious at first. She didn't actually know how to use the technology, but she was willing to give it a go. And I find that just amazing. She lives in Tasmania, which is a southern state of Australia, not a huge population, and she's now helping and connecting with members all over the world, which is really, really inspiring. And same goes for all of the members of that group, which is fantastic. So the message is, if you've got an interest in something and you'd really like to help kind of grow that sub-community within Stitch, particularly if it's something that benefits other members, then reach out to us. We can help. And once you kick things off, you'd be surprised how much momentum they start to gather and things build from there. Great stuff. Another thing I just wanted to share with you is just a couple of changes we've made to Stitch recently. I'm just going to show you some feature changes that really help you get the most out of Stitch. The first one is in addition to the filtering options on the activities page. Go to the activities page, you can now choose to filter on not just all of the activities you're attending, but also your past activities, so the events that you've attended previously. And this is really important because if you've been to an event, whether it's a virtual event or an in-person event, you might have met someone that you've kind of clicked with and you'd like to contact them. So you can just filter for that event, go scroll down to find the event that you went to. In my case, I might pick an event that I've been to over the last couple of months. And inside the event, you can click on the attendee list to find the person you're interested in, find their profile, click on the profile, have a look, and you can send them a message to make contact. It's as simple as that. The second change is a little bit similar because it relates to filtering, but this relates to filtering on the members page. You might have noticed that there's an increased focus on Stitch to allow you to connect with new members, because we've been finding that it's the newest members who are joining Stitch who are most likely to respond and get connected, and we've got a lot of growth happening in the community right now. So we're making it a lot easier to meet new members who are joining in your area. But what comes with that is also the ability to change your settings. So we've added some capabilities to the filtering on the new members on the members page for you to be able to change not just who you see, but are you seeing all members or members who match your search preferences? Are they verified or unverified? So you can reach out to new people to connect with them. But if you want to change your settings, you can change to suggested view to let Stitch suggest people who are great members of the community, have a lot of interest in common with you, things like that. Or you can change to view just people closest to you if you're really focused on connecting with people nearby. Stitch will now remember your choice of settings, so the next time you come to the page, you'll see those same people, and they'll also show up on the home page as well. All right, now before I go, one other thing to remind you: if you're hosting in-person get-togethers on Stitch, please make sure you comply with your local regulations when it comes to social distancing and dealing with COVID. We know that in some areas there are some restrictions on numbers of attendees at a particular event and a location, things like that. And we don't vet events when they go up on Stitch because there's no way for us to know if you are complying or not. Sometimes people put together a large group, but then when they actually get to the venue, they split up into separate groups and they don't mix. So that's completely compliant. So that's totally fine. But if we find out from an attendee that our members are hosting events that don't comply with the local regulations, then we're going to have to put a stop to your ability to host those events, because obviously the number one thing is to keep our members safe. So please keep an eye out for that. If you've got any doubts at all, we've got some guidelines on the Stitch support site, which help explain what you're meant to be doing. And take care. And that's it for this week. If you've got any stories of your own for stuff that's happening in the community, it might be things you found inspiring, things you're really enjoying, or just someone who did something that was amazing, please let us know. We'd love to share it in these videos and let everyone else know. But until next week, stay safe, enjoy yourself, and keep staying connected on Stitch, and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now.